Well, it's a fact that taxes don't stop when your paycheck does. In fact, many retirees find themselves in a higher tax bracket. My guest here to discuss this topic is Enrique Gandara, who practices in Madison, Wisconsin. So, Enrique, when somebody retires, all those assets that they've accumulated now has to be turned into some sort of retirement income. Why don't you start by talking about the 401k plan?
Scott, the biggest thing with the 401k is people think it's a tax break. What it actually is a tax deferral. So when people are going into retirement, they're expecting to only live on about 50 to 60% of their income. But when they get to retirement, they realize they want to keep the same standard of living and they're short on money. If you did a good job planning and saving up for retirement through your 401k and IRAs, you have a tax problem. You've lost some of your biggest tax deduction, including your mortgage and your kids. When you're left with this big tax problem and additional income that you weren't expecting to have, you need a solution. The biggest misconception about retirement is every day is a Saturday. That's when you spend the most money and have the most fun.
So another retirement account is the IRA, which has RMDs. Those are known as required minimum distributions. And this is actually how the government gets paid back. Are there ways to reduce the taxation on these?
Scott, one thing with these distributions is if you don't take control of the taxes and paying them back, the government will make sure they get their money from you. In fact, you will run into these minimum distributions at age 70 and a half, where you're forced to take out money. And what happens if you don't need that? You're creating yourself an additional tax liability where you'll have to pay taxes on income that you didn't even really need.
So finally, Enrique, how can life insurance be used to create tax-advantaged income?
Life insurance is not just about the death benefit and transferring that money on to your kids. There's actually plenty of living benefits along with it. The first big one would be long-term care. The second one would be tax-efficient income streams that allow you to mitigate your taxes for when you are in retirement. Let me ask you this. If you had the choice to pick between Tiger Woods' swing or his golf clubs, which are just tools, which one would you rather have? Just make sure you work with somebody that has the tools and the experience to perfect your swing in retirement.
All right, Enrique, thanks again.
You're welcome, Scott.
That was Enrique Gandara in Madison, Wisconsin. You're watching Retirement News Online.